In the twilight of my senior year in high school, a storm brewed on the horizon of my personal life, an unexpected tempest that would forever alter the landscape of my memories. Little did I know, a seemingly routine day would transform into a surreal experience, leaving me to grapple with the unexpected. As I returned home from a rigorous practice session, my senses were assaulted by a sight both perplexing and unsettling. There she stood, my ex, a silhouette of sorrow on my doorstep. Her tear-stained eyes betrayed a tumultuous storm within, and before I could process the surreal scene, the doorbell chimed relentlessly. I confronted a cascade of emotions as I listened to her plea, a desperate symphony begging for reconciliation. But my resolve stood firm. The chapters of our shared past had closed, and I couldn't rewrite our story. Rejecting her appeal, I unleashed the word no, unwittingly unraveling a series of events that would defy the boundaries of reason. In a dramatic twist, her sorrow morphed into a malevolent threat. The atmosphere thickened as she vowed to extinguish her own light, weaving a narrative of despair and deceit. Unfazed, I brushed off the absurdity, dismissing her words as the desperate cries of a fractured heart. But then, the script took an unforeseen turn, and the stage became a battleground. The theatrics escalated as she assumed a pugilistic stance, fists clenched in a declaration of war. Bewilderment etched across my face. I couldn't fathom the transformation. In a surreal moment, a punch was thrown, and reality blurred. Backing away, I found myself entangled in a bizarre dance, dodging swings and grappling with the unexpected. This 5-2 enigma, once a chapter of my history, was now an unpredictable force. A failed attempt to escape led to a piggyback ambush, an unconventional attack that left me bewildered, and truth be told, outmatched. Finally breaking free, I sought refuge behind the safety of my front door, closing the chapter on a surreal encounter. Little did I know, the drama was far from over. The aftermath unfolded in a cascade of rumors, claims of pregnancy and impending fatherhood, a cacophony of chaos that echoed through the corridors of my high school life. In the end, a scar became my silent companion, a reminder etched into my skin of the tempest that had swept through my life. The echoes of that surreal day lingered, a testament to the unexpected twists that life can unfurl when you least anticipate them. In the annals of my past, there exists a chapter stained with the shadows of manipulation and toxicity. The year was 2007, and I found myself ensnared in a relationship that gradually stripped away my self-worth. He, a maestro of emotional manipulation, orchestrated a symphony of belittlement, convincing me that without him, I was but a diminished version of myself. The unraveling began when we decided to part ways after nearly a year together. Little did I anticipate the tempest that followed. In the wake of our breakup, the incessant barrage of calls commenced, a relentless onslaught averaging 10 calls an hour. His intoxicated voicemails echoed with declarations of newfound happiness without me, a cacophony that pierced the silence of my solitude. Yet in those moments, I stood my ground, rejecting his pleas for reconciliation. The climax unfolded when he appeared uninvited at my gated apartment complex in the dead of night, seeking to retrieve his belongings. Oblivious to the boundaries of decency, he lingered outside my window, casting an unsettling shadow over my sleep. Reluctantly, I allowed him in, an act of naivety that invited an hour-long storm of attempts to rekindle a flame that had already extinguished. The breaking point came when, faced with my unwavering refusal, he retreated into the night. But the aftermath bore scars of a different nature, words transmitted through the virtual corridors of social media. A message arrived, urging me to undergo testing, a malicious revelation of his promiscuity during our time together. I stood firm, my health unscathed, but the emotional residue lingered. Determined to sever the toxic ties, I executed a digital purge. Changing my phone number became a shield against the incessant calls, and a social media exodus followed. Unfriended, blocked, and deleted, every virtual avenue was fortified against his intrusion. The narrative of our entanglement became a lesson etched into the digital archives, a testament to resilience and the audacity to reclaim control. Years later, as the digital echoes of his attempts to reconnect reached me, I responded with a resounding rejection. The words were harsh, a reminder that the wounds of the past had not faded. With the swift motion of a digital barricade, I blocked his access, a symbolic gesture that marked the finality of a chapter best left behind. In the realm of tangled emotions, I found myself entwined in a web of unrequited affection for a friend. She bore the scars of a recent breakup, a circumstance I, perhaps naively, perceive as an opportunity for something more. As the tendrils of our conversations deepened, she unraveled a clandestine chapter, a revelation that would alter the course of our friendship. In a cloak and dagger confession, she unveiled a plan to retrieve her belongings from her ex-boyfriend's abode. A seemingly innocuous endeavor transformed into a clandestine caper, orchestrated with calculated precision. She appealed to his sense of amicability, urging him to leave the premises unlocked to spare them an awkward reunion. Little did he know, this was a ruse, a smoke screen veiling a more sinister motive. Armed with familial reinforcements, she descended upon the unsuspecting abode, a trail of destruction leaving chaos in their wake. The mission unfolded like a heist, each family member playing a role in the orchestration of havoc. Valuables vanished into the night, leaving behind a trail of devastation. Windows shattered, the sofa mutilated, and walls punctuated with the imprints of impulsive violence. The aftermath painted a tableau of chaos, an uninhabitable space that mirrored the wreckage of a relationship left in ruins. When confronted, she brazenly denied any involvement, weaving a narrative of fictional burglars that had purportedly laid waste to the residence. Her motives were not fueled by residual anger or bitterness, but rather by a mischievous desire for amusement. As the confidant to this clandestine escapade, I found myself at a moral crossroads. The tendrils of regret now coil around the chapters of our severed friendship. In hindsight, the choice to remain silent weighs heavily, a missed opportunity to unearth the truth and offer a semblance of closure to an unwitting victim. The echo of shattered glass and fragmented trust resonates, a testament to the consequences of silence and complicity in the face of calculated chaos. In the tumultuous landscape of relationships, I found myself ensnared in a complex web of emotional turbulence with my last girlfriend. The narrative unfolded against the backdrop of alcohol-fueled altercations, a disconcerting prelude to a tumultuous journey that would test the limits of my emotional resilience. On two separate occasions, the script took a surreal turn as intoxication became the catalyst for unsettling street-side spectacles. In the throes of heated arguments, she succumbed to the influence of alcohol, collapsing onto the unforgiving pavement. The first instance left her with a busted bottom lip, a poignant symbol of the physical toll exacted by the emotional tempest swirling between us. In the midst of these drunken skirmishes, a surreal and disturbing accusation reverberated through the chaotic night air. Fueled by the inebriated haze, she screamed damning phrases, accusations that cut through the public space like a serrated blade. "He hit me," echoed with haunting resonance, a desperate plea for intervention that only served to escalate the situation. Each attempt to assist her was met with a perverse distortion of reality as she continued to cry out for help, a twisted portrayal of events unfolding in real time. This surreal theater of discord reached its zenith when, post-breakup, the echoes of false accusations persisted. The narrative, now divorced from the actual events, transformed into a weapon wielded against my character. Accusations of abuse echoed in the corridors of hearsay, tarnishing my reputation and casting a shadow over future connections. The emotional toll of such a relationship extended beyond its conclusion, with lingering rumors of a supposed history of abuse. Even as I attempted to set the record straight with evidence debunking the fabrications, the tendrils of misinformation continued to weave through the social fabric. Current partners found themselves subjected to cautionary tales, a testament to the enduring impact of a narrative shaped by distorted truths. Navigating the aftermath, I withdrew from the social tapestry of bars and pubs, seeking solace in the quieter realms of personal introspection. The scars left by emotional abuse run deep, lingering reminders of a relationship that blurred the lines between reality and fiction. In the crucible of personal growth, I emerged with newfound resilience, cognizant of the power narratives hold in shaping perceptions and the arduous journey to reclaim one's truth in the wake of orchestrated chaos.